Hi, good day. Welcome back to our class in Chemistry Laboratory. Today, we are going to perform the experiment on water. In this experiment, we are going to know what are the dissolved impurities contained in water and how to purify the water. For the first part of this activity, that is knowing what are the dissolved impurities in water, let us use the ammonium hydroxide, and then we are going to evaporate this to dryness, as well as the tap water, and we will evaporate this also to dryness. Secondly, we are going to add the ammonium hydroxide to the distilled water, and we are going to evaporate it to dryness also. And we are going to compare and observe the results between this type of water, which are the tap water and the distilled water, when they are evaporated to dryness. So onto this watch glass, we are going to put here the ammonium hydroxide. So I'm going to put a few drops of the distilled water onto the watch glass. We'll just place here 3 drops of the distilled water, and we're going to evaporate this to dryness. I want you to observe what happens. Is there a residue left? Then we are going to use the tap water this time, and we are going to evaporate it to dryness. One, two, three. Observe what happens. Is there a residue left? Compare it with the distilled water which we evaporated to dryness. Try to compare the two. Which of the two left a residue? Is it the distilled water or the tap water? This is the distilled water, and this is that of the tap water. Then we are going to add 1 ml of water with a few drops of ammonium hydroxide and evaporate it to dryness. Observe what happens. This is already the mixture of the distilled water and the ammonium hydroxide. I want you to observe what happens. Is there a residue left? What do you mean by volatile impurities? The next part of this activity is the purification of the water. So, for the first part of the purification of water, we're going to use here the suspended particles, and let us eliminate the suspended particles using the alum solution. I have here water containing suspended particles. We are going to eliminate these suspended particles using the alum solution. This is the alum solution, and we are going to add this with the ammonium hydroxide drop by drop until the red litmus paper will turn blue. So this is the ammonium hydroxide to be added to the alum solution until the red litmus paper will just turn blue. Since the red litmus paper just turned blue, so this is now ready to be added to the water containing the suspended particles. But I want you to observe what happens to the reaction between the alum solution and the ammonium hydroxide. Let us get 10 ml of this water with suspended soil particles, and we are going to add this with the mixture of the alum and the ammonium hydroxide. So I'm going to add this ammonium hydroxide alum solution mixture to the water with suspended particles. I want you to observe. Let's mix it thoroughly. After mixing it thoroughly, we are going to filter this. With this filtrate that we have collected, we are going to compare this with the original water which contained the suspended particles. I want you to compare. I want you to compare the two. This is the filtrate that we have collected, which was submitted to the addition of the alum solution and the ammonium hydroxide, while this is the water with suspended particles. Compare the two. The second method of purifying the water is by distillation. So this is the distillation setup. In the distillation setup, we have here the evaporation, which occurs in the distilling flask, and the condensation, which occurs in the condenser. Once the water evaporates off, the gas is converted into liquid in the condenser part. So the liquid that we're going to collect here is what we call the distillate. So we have here now the boiling water, and when the water boils, it is converted into water vapor. Then the water vapor will pass through this arm here of the distilling flask, then down to the condenser. In the condenser, the gas or the water vapor that passes through the arm of the distilling flask is converted into a liquid by the condenser. So you can see that there is already a drop of water, or there are drops of water which are already called the distillate. So from a vapor back into a liquid. So this is distillation. Let us add into the distilling flask ammonium hydroxide in order to make it an impure water and add it with the phenolphthalein. Take note, after adding the water with the ammonium hydroxide and drops of the phenolphthalein, and when the base is added with the phenolphthalein, the color will turn red because the base, when added with phenolphthalein, is pink or red in color. From my colored liquid here, then it is evaporated, we are able to collect a colorless distillate. So what can you say about the type of impurities that I added into the water a while ago? Is it a volatile impurity or a non-volatile impurity? That would be all for today. What I would like you to do is to write the observations and answer all the questions given in the lab guide, and please make a formal report. This is your teacher, Professor Nisitas Ruiz of Holy Name University.